This is the plaintiff, Joanne Reedy. She says the defendant owes her money for utilities for an apartment her daughter and his daughter shared in college. Now that the kids have graduated, the defendant won't pay up his fair share of the still outstanding apartment bills, totaling $352.56, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Thomas. He says he had multiple heart attacks and admits he was a little late getting back to the plaintiff, who, for the record, is as nasty as they come. He's a responsible guy, paid all the bills in full for his daughter, and is sticking to his guns on this one because he doesn't owe the plaintiff a penny, and court or no court, he's here to fight for what's right. He's accused of being a poor payer.
All parties, please raise your right.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant screwed her out of utilities for her daughter's apartment, but the defendant says she's smearing him when he's down. It's the case of Lights Out.
Okay, Joanne Reedy or Reedy?
Reedy.
Reedy. Joanne Reedy, you are suing Thomas. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name, and we'll respect that, for $352.56 that you say he still owes because your children were roommates, correct? And that you overpaid and he underpaid.
Correct.
In the shared responsibility of paying bills. Okay, explain what happened to me.
Okay, on April 13th, the girls agreed to go into an apartment together. They were in separate apartments. My daughter was in a single, his daughter was in a triple.
Okay, is this at school?
This is at school.
Where were they going to school?
Philadelphia University.
Okay.
Okay, so they decided to then get a joint apartment. We moved in fact, the weekend of April 29.
Right.
The apartment complex billed us for rent, gas, water, trash, and there was a billing fee they put on. The girls also had to get on their own electricity, which was under PICO, and they got cable, internet, and then eventually telephone, which was under Comcast. Those bills were under my name.
Okay.
We had agreed that it would be half and half. We would pay.
Everything would be half and half, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so when I spoke to Tom, when the girls moved in, it would have been probably the 30th of April of 2011. He had said he's not one for paying monthly bills. He likes to pay a large amount up front, and then they deduct from that. And then when he owes some more, he'll pay some more and then go from there. Well,
it just presents a math problem. All right, go ahead.
So August 29th was the first request for money by me.
Okay.
I waited.
Because he paid up front?
Well, he paid up front.
Who did he pay it to? To you? To the apartment building?
He paid it to the apartment building.
How much did he pay?
He paid. See, the thing is, though, PICO, which was the electricity, and Comcast were paid by me. So he had to pay me for those, and he had to pay the apartment complex for.
Okay, did you ever receive any money directly from him?
I received 2 checks from him.
Okay, all right. So how much money did you pay the apartment?
Total $10,227. I have a schedule that I right to Berkshire. I always pay right to Berkshire.
Okay,
I paid them
I need to see proof of you paying $10,227 to Berkshire, because she's attempted to give me a ledger of who's paid what, and in it she gives you credit for $9,475.
Right, that's what's on Berkshire's money, correct.
Oh, well then if you have proof that Berkshire's wrong, show it to me.
No, the question you asked me was how much did I pay? I also sent her a check.
No, I know. The question was how much did you pay to Berkshire?
Oh, $9,475.
Okay, that figure's correct. All right,
Yeah.
and then you also paid to her $415.40 and $752, right?
Correct.
Okay, and those were for what?
PICO.
Okay.
And whatever else bills that she said I owed.
Okay. All right. So there is no question then, we're all on the same page, that you have outlaid $10,642.40?
Okay.
All right. Now, according to you, you've paid more than that.
Correct.
Okay. I want to see proof of what you've paid.
Okay.
All right, let me give it to her, and then she'll ask questions and come back here. Right. That's her payment history.
This is the payment history to the apartment complex. Let me see the bills for $912.49 and $2,432.37 that you paid to PICO and Comcast yourself.
I've never seen the Comcast bill.
Listen, there is none so blind as he who will not see. All right? You could have gotten monthly statements for each and every little nook and cranny and all this stuff,
No.
but you didn't want to be
Here's a
bothered.
peeker.
You wanted to pay big chunks and then like, we'll figure it out, we'll
Here's a
split it.
peeker.
And now that she's saying, look, here's the tally and
here.
painstakingly going through everything, we're here over $300 that they say they overpaid and your side was supposed to pay. And now, you know, like, nobody ever showed me. You notice now that you weren't getting billed monthly? You knew it. You didn't want it that way.
No, it was never on the apartment buildings payments. It was always
Not on the apartments buildings payments. When is utility on there? You get your own utility and you pay the utility company.
It wasn't in my name.
Well, what? I understand it wasn't in your name on purpose. You didn't want it in your name.
I've done this 8 times with other colleges and other children, and I realized that's why initially, and I said to Joanne right in the beginning, I want to pay Berkshire. I'll overpay Berkshire. Because
Oh, I don't really care. It doesn't matter because in the end, all it is more work for me. I have to sit here and figure out so that in the end, you guys are zeroed out and you both pay the same thing.
Absolutely.
But if it's hard to complain. I never saw a cable bill when you never asked to see a cable bill. But we got the cable bills and we'll show it to you. Why was it so high 1 month? Was it 2 months worth of payment?
No, it could be that the girls had rented movies. I don't know.
Okay, let's discuss what there's no question about, and let's discuss what there is a question about. To me, after reviewing all these bills, there is no question in my mind that you paid for the year $12,444.92. There's also no question that you paid $10,642.40. All right. If the agreement between the girls is that you guys would split things, then why is it that you don't feel that that needs to be evened out and that you owe whatever that split difference is?
So how do you prevent disputes over money between 2 roommates? What do you do?
We take turns paying, or we just go halvesies.
So you don't count to the penny.
No.
Okay, interesting. What else?
I would just present the bill and just go down half. You know,
But every single bill.
every single bill.
Every
Total
bill.
them up, and split it every month.
So you would keep track every week, every month.
Probably.
It's actually a really good idea. Going inside the courtroom.
When you say you didn't get to see the cable bill, you know I'm looking at bills like for $280 for a month of cable.
it's ridiculous, $280 a month for cable. My daughter would never do that in a million years. We don't have it home, and we never did it at school. We wanted a wireless router and basic TV. They're at school.
So what do you think the problem is?
I think the problem is it's a $2,000 cable bill that should be $1,000.
Right, but why didn't you make sure it was $1,000, I guess?
I had no control of it, none whatsoever. And I've sent other emails
What
to her.
did the girls say about it? I mean, the girls were good friends, right?
Yeah.
And what happened?
I don't know what
Are
happened.
they still good friends?
No.
No.
Over this?
No,
think
prior
just-
to this, I have no idea.
No, they just weren't good friends anymore?
Correct.
Okay. Why?
Girls living together too long. Just didn't work out.
At the end, by the time they graduated, they were no longer close?
Correct. Yeah.
Well, she was
But they were
supposed
talking about
to
taking
come out
trips
on
together.
vacation to Montauk. That's when I had a heart attack on the 4th of July. She was supposed to come out, and I was going to explain to her.
And that's when you
I
were
was-
going to
Wait a
get-
minute, stop.
I
what
was
happened?
going to give her the check because I really got tired of the whole thing. I actually told her at the end, just split $22,000. I'm really tired of what's happening here, and I'm not like an argumentative person. I'm pretty easygoing. Honest to God, I really.
What, did
do.
you ever talk to your daughter about the cable that they had?
Yeah, she's like, Dad, I never rented $293 worth in January. She wasn't even there in January.
Yeah, but why don't you make it your... See, this is the problem. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you decide that you don't want to be bothered with details, then you don't get the details. I
No,
mean,
it wasn't that I didn't want to
no,
be
but I'm
bothered with
saying if you had
details.
been bothered with the details on a monthly basis, you would have said, whoa, what's going on?
Absolutely.
We're not from that world.
And
I don't know what premium channels you're used to, Toots, but that's not
Absolutely.
what we grew up with. You could have done all that if you had bothered to bother yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell
This is
you.
hands-on. She did everything.
I understand, but you let
I
her.
didn't. I had control last year, not this year.
Okay, I know, but you could have control. All you had to do was say, send me a bill monthly, and then you'd see what the charges were.
Correct.
Not
Like-
for Berkshire, there were static charges, but for the other stuff, you know? So the girls don't even talk to each other?
No.
Alrighty. Okay, so the difference between how much you overpaid and how much you overpaid in order to get you guys here is $317.56. What's the other $35 that you said?
Tom paid online to Berkshire, and there was a $10 online fee every time you paid online. I did not pay online. I sent a check. So it was $70. He paid 7 times.
But you're not asking for 70, you're asking for 35. Because you had agreed to the procedure, I guess. All right. I find in favor of the plaintiffs in this case in the amount of $352.56. Where's your daughter now?
She's doing an internship at Walt Disney World in Florida.
Oh, good. What did she study?
Well, she studies psychology, but she's actually driving the truck in the African world.
So you mean she gives a tour? She does a tour?
She's the tour guide.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Animal Kingdom, it's unbelievable.
Okay, great. Well, tell her to pony up $352.56 because when you say you've paid enough, yeah, that's not a defense to her, but it's kind of a defense to your daughter. Okay, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the defendant's going to be paying on behalf of his daughter. Step in, so at least you have a smile on your face. You're laughing.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and 256 seems very fair. And I think what happened today is justice.
It's too bad the girls aren't friends anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I really don't know.
No,
I don't know. My daughter's got a ton of friends. I don't know.
Yeah,
things happen, I guess. I don't think it was because of this. I think no. Okay. Honestly, don't.
Well, maybe she was renting nature movies.
Yeah,
maybe. It worked out. All right. Head right down there and come on in here. You satisfied how this comes out?
Yes, I am very satisfied. I'm glad it's over with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he difficult to deal with? That difficult?
He didn't respond to emails nor phone calls.
Was it a good idea for the girls to move in together?
It was until the billing part came into.
So, what have you learned out of all this?
She's going to live alone next time.
All right, over to Harvey.
The best thing to do when you have a roommate is you keep a joint ledger where you both have access to it and you fill it out as to who's paying what. It's really the only way to avoid these types of disputes. And that will do it for this case. Oh, you got to look at this real quick. Are these dogs awesome or what? Okay, going inside the courtroom.